Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Project Gram Life coming at you with another video. Quick little update. It's been a minute with the 98.5 Cummins. We're gonna be installing some new parts on it. I wouldn't say upgrade because they're not really upgraded parts, but it's always nice to peace of mind. 20+ year old truck to have new parts on it. You know, just because they're new doesn't mean they're gonna perform. Sometimes even new parts break down on you and you have to reinstall. But you know, it's always better to know they're brand spanking new than them to be old. So this is what I got going on. I'm gonna be installing a new caliper, new brake line. I'll give you guys the part number real quick, just in case anybody wants to know. This is gonna be for this one right here, the brake line. It's gonna be for the driver's side. Here's a part number for you. This is a brand I ended up going with from your Big O parts store. They had it in stock. I think it was like 40 bucks. Once again, this is a driver's side, and we have the passenger side right here. It's a different part number, same brand. It's right here. Go ahead and click on it if you need to check it out. But and it tells you right here on the bracket, as in a letter right there telling you what side. But once again, passenger side. But what this video is about, real quick, obviously if you have a press, or you have a nice fancy shop, or the tools to go ahead and do it that way, it's always going to be better. But if you have the problem that I have, where if you want to change the rotors, you have to remove the wheel bearing, because the rotor doesn't come out. These diffs are not you're not able to remove the rotor, and the wheel bearing, everything stays attached to the diff. On this year, which sucks, because this job would be in and out. It's not that bad, because it is not that bad if you already went ahead and did it the first time and you have everything greased up and it's not all rusted and you know, it's never been taken off. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. At least this side wasn't. I'm gonna be doing the other side. We'll see how that goes. But this side, for what I thought, it came off pretty good. Definitely nowhere near the first time I had to remove it. The first time was it was an adventure. It was some work. This time, like I said, I had everything greased up nice. Everything came off smooth. But if you happen to have this vehicle, 98.5, the 99s, don't quote me on it, but I do not believe that the 99s are gonna have that issue. I do not believe the 99s are gonna have that issue. Okay, but don't quote me on it. But this is what I got. So if you need to remove this right here, if you need to remove this, most shops are going to tell you to use a press, and that will make your life easier. But I have a quick little hack for you, and this is the hack that I have right here. Okay, this is the setup that I have. This is how I did it. To remove them, well, I use this nice little floor mat right here. You put the wheel bearing and the rotor, and you face it where you're gonna hammer them out, right? Make sure you have one of your beat up ones or old one. You don't just want to hit. You just don't want to hit on these without anything on them, right? Just don't hammer these. So you're gonna have this right here. You're gonna screw this on like so. Give it a couple spins. Place it on there real nice. I went at least halfway. I went halfway on it, and after I went halfway, I just started to hammer 2 hits with this nice little hammer right here, and you just go one at a time, and they came out real nice. I set it on here, no problem whatsoever. The bearing was taken care of. But the trick that I have for you is to get them back in. The first time I did this was I was learning the process, and I still am. By no means, just so anybody, I'm not certified in any of this. I just like going in and learning and doing my own work. Just disclaimer real quick, you know. I'm not saying I'm a professional. I'm not saying that this is the way you should go about it. do it at your own risk. But always take the precautions and be safe. It's just a tip, you know. So this is what I have. I have the old rotor right here, which gives you nice decent height. You're not gonna be using these no more. This is what I had on there. And it was, you could tell right here if you look at it, it was hitting the caliper. So it was pulling to the right, to the passenger side. So like I said, and they heated up. I took the truck up to the mountains and going downhill. I know normally all vehicles they'll start heating up, but this one heated up like real bad. So it wasn't either the calipers were wrong or something, but something was going on, and I just, peace of mind, I want to have everything brand spanking new, redo everything. But this is the hack that I have for you. So this already has your 8 lug nuts, the holes, right? And as you see, this is my wheel bearing right here. This is a wheel bearing, and this is the new rotor. This is the new rotor right here. New rotor, wheel bearing, and the old rotor. So you're gonna set it up like this. And what that gives you, what that allows you to do, and I'm gonna perform it right here so you can watch it live in action. Right here, I'm gonna perform it right now. So as I was saying, what we're doing is you just have to go through the wheel bearing and press the rotor and the wheel bearing together. And this has worked out very nice. Like I said, normally if you have a press, I've seen several videos on YouTube, but even on the press, I think they struggle more than this right here, because with this, I just like, you know, just went ahead and gave it a try. This base right here is solid, and it has the holes already. And you just find yourself something. This is what I ended up using. You know, it's about the size of the right here. But what you're gonna do one at a time, and you jump one and not one. And hold it right there, and give it a couple taps. You can feel when you're hitting it, and then you come over here, go to the other one, like that. Then you jump to the other one. You just crisscross them. You want to make sure you're not. Doing them in order. You just crisscross and jump across. So. And as you see me hitting this, it's not moving at all, because it has the other rotor underneath, and it has the holes for the lug nut, not the lug, but for this to go all the way through. So you're hitting it and it's going through, and it's putting your bearing and your rotor, your new rotor, together. And like I said, I thought the first time when I didn't have this base, I didn't think about it. I ended up using 2 sockets, which I don't recommend that, but I ended up using 2 sockets, and it would go through. It was a mess. And I did watch videos. I did research for videos on how to do this, and like I said, most of the videos either had a press, or they didn't really show how to properly go ahead and get. They did show how to properly get in there, but it wasn't as easy. And they had like fancy tools or a fancy press. And this, anybody could do it. If you have the old rotor and you're changing the rotor, putting new rotors on, this is the way to go with these trucks that have the bearing and the rotor separated. Like I said, go ahead. 1, 2. You see, they're going in there. Bounce around. You could tell, because you could see. Not only could you see, but when you're hammering down on it, you'll feel that it gets tight. And then you come and look at them, and you'll be able to tell if they're in there or not. When it bounces up, you've seen it. I don't know if you've seen it in the video, but it bounces back up. That's pretty much showing that it's as far as it's gonna go. And you just hit them again. Make sure you watch your hands. And just to prove to you guys in the video that everything should come out good. I'm gonna flip it around and show you. Bust out of there. And just look how nice and tight that is. That's how that's supposed to look, okay? I'm gonna flip it around here so you can see it in the video. And that goes on, fits like a glove. You're not supposed to have any gaps through here, right here. Not supposed to have any gaps through here. Look at that. If you're doing this job, I highly recommend this. This is gonna save you time. If you're doing it yourself, it's gonna save you money and a headache. This is the way to do this job right here. I've seen videos of them doing it with the press. It's more of a hassle with the press. So the only thing I could maybe say is a little bit less dangerous because you're not putting yourself in smashing one of your fingers, but just take your time, and that's why I use something about this size right here. Something long where you could grip it and your hand's not right on top. You know, just make sure you aim good. But this is solid. It's ready to be put back on the truck. As you can see, I'll get a close up right here. It's kind of dark where I'm at right now, and I don't have natural lighting, but hopefully you can see in the video.